Can we go to the stage? I'm curious to know what your lighting plan is.
If this was the full room, there'd be a stage right here in the middle. But then kind of right behind that stage, it's going to be like this truss arch behind it with backlighting.
I think the thing that this school does the most, and it's so evident in Dakota, is it allows students to walk into that next chapter, walk into the world with confidence.
Truss towers off to the sides of the stage for sidelight and backlight.
Who they are and what they can offer.
There's going to be some like little pixel, cool looking lights that aren't going to be on the ground.
And I think that that's so evident with what Dakota does now.
The bottom half of the screen.
I have the render right here if you guys want to see it.
All these different things that would mold me as a professional ultimately built me into the person that I am today.
But that's actually what
It's like to get to leave another impact on the school that's impacted me for so many years. It's something I couldn't even have seen myself doing when I started at the school.
I remember hearing about the school when I was in 7th grade or so, and I think it was my mom actually that saw an ad on Facebook.
I remember when we got the invite and it was a Miss Kimberly Mitchell.
When he walked into his first interview, he was a 7th grader at the time. So he's a young kid. And in the production and design realm, a lot of people don't get involved in it until later in life. He was not that case.
I remember walking in and then she said, all right, I'm gonna take Dakota, we're gonna go talk for a little bit.
And, he sat down and said, well, I've done lighting before. And I was like, okay, like, what did you do? And he's like, well, I program on a Grande May too. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
And she goes, where did you find this kid?
I didn't learn how to program a Grande May 22 until I was in my 20s.
And I said, honestly, to me, lighting was you push this button, a light goes on. You push this button, a light goes on. I still tease him about that.
And so he had been very fortunate that he had been introduced to it at a young age and kind of given that opportunity to learn and grow already.
I grew up in the church. I still am in the church, and I just wanted to get involved. I was fortunate enough to be at a church that had opportunities for stuff like that for someone so young.
He must have been like maybe 4 or 5 years old. And he would always be there turning on the lights, closing down the lights, and he just started working with people on a really small board.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how things worked, and I always just had a heart for helping people.
I would like to offer you my personal congratulations on your acceptance to the California School of Arts, and congratulations and welcome.
I think of little Dakota as this eager kid that was sort of, I don't know, he wasn't a leader in the program. He was a little 8th grader that started new, and he just was so hungry.
I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't the best student. I wasn't, on the academic side.
And we learned that at a young age. The regular class environment just was never intriguing to him. He would go through the process, but it never really excited him.
Obviously, it's you try to do the work, but it's I just felt bored in school, and I think having an opportunity like CS-Arts really kind of tried to change my perspective of it.
I think about him in another school, that didn't necessarily have this artistic avenue for him, and it would have been so much harder for him. But being able to be in an environment where he was able to do the lighting and also do school in the same place and be surrounded by artists who all, had their own passion in different areas, I think really set him up for more success than he would have been in kind of a mainstream school.
I think that without a doubt got him through high school, genuinely.
The support from the school, from its faculties, from conservatory to academic, were just great. I felt like I just had this community behind me. My junior year rolled around and I knew I didn't want to go to college. For me and the work that I do, I didn't see it as something that would benefit me because of the opportunities that I had within CS-Arts of preparing me for the workforce. There were just so many little things that played into me making that decision where I was like, no, I feel good. I feel like I can just kind of hop in and do this.
From graduation, he just hit the ground running.
Yeah. He works fully in lighting design. He does it here, he does it other places, he does it at his church. He goes on tour with bands.
He's traveled, I think, 40 states, been to the Bahamas, Nationals baseball stadium, had the opportunity to work at Red Rock.
He has created an incredible career for himself coming out of this program.
Should be sooner than later.
Hey, Dakota.
Yes.
What are these B5s?
That's circuit numbers.
Okay.
That's for power. Then the real number you're only worrying about is the one that's in the circle. That's the fixture ID, right? That's the order in which you're going to lay them.
The big impact that CSArts had on me was be the world changer.
So many of the other art disciplines, it's about the bow at the end of the show. In production and design, the students don't get that.
He sees it as an art, he sees it as a craft.
CSArts was that place that allowed me to grow that.
You're instilling in them how important it is. The work that they create creates the world.
To create an environment with color.
If you ever watch Dakota design,
Honestly, it's just an honor.
his joy is in watching his work.
CSArts will always have that impact on me as the school that ultimately helped build me as a person to impact the world around me.